So you want to main Poppy? Well, do you like hammers? Do you like yordles? Do you like pigtails? Do you like heroes? And do you like being a complete uncontrollable fangirl? Then Poppy, Keeper of the Hammer, is for you. Oh shit.
The very reason why I play League of Legends. For that. He is no meta, he can't kill me.
I am so good. I am so
good.
Shut your mouth, Cloud. I am so good.
Congrats, you can beat up bronze.
Thank you.
Bully.
Thank
You
you.
can beat a bronze.
I beat a bronze. I have destroyed. Is he actually bronze?
Probably.
Poppy, Poopy, PP, one of those old as fuck champions that finally received a long overdue rework, and because of that, you have that tiny group of people of about 7 different individuals who call themselves Poppy mains, screaming out in agony because their barely used champion was changed. For some reason, people always love to say how the old Poppy was overpowered as hell, and parts of her definitely were. Parts. That passive, crazy. That ultimate, insane. But that was really it. There were plenty of reasons why people didn't play her before her rework, and her god-awful, literal trash-as-fuck early game, where Renekton would make you his bitch in exactly 0.0567 seconds, was one of them. But now we got our Poppy rework. How is she, you may ask? Well, actually, not that bad. So her lore goes like this. She was traveling the land as a little Yordle when a trading caravan, headed by the guy named Orlan, strolled on through. Eventually, after watching Orlan and growing a fondness for him, not sexually, she went to meet him, and the two became partners. She trained with him, helped make decisions, worked with the crew, and eventually, he led her back to Demacia. Orlan always carried this big-ass hammer on his back, and though he never really used it, it was kind of like a symbol. On Orlan's deathbed later on, he gave Poppy the hammer, and said that only the true hero of Demacia could wield its true potential, and that she would need to seek them out. So Poppy is on this quest to find the hero of the hammer and honor her comrade's dying wish. But the cute as fuck thing about this is that Poppy is actually the hero of Demacia and is the only one able to use the hammer to its full potential. Which is why every time she tries to give the hammer to someone else, they get just straight fucked as shown in this comic. Now this right here is some decent lore, right? You've had a real problem now that you've cut the League of Legends and the whole Summoners thing out of the lore, but goddamn, do you make some good individual character lore. Poppy, Kindred, Callista, name a few of the newer ones. So good on you guys, I'm proud of you, just please fix your fucking main storyline, please. In-game, Poppy is a fantastic off-tank champion with everything you want, whether it be damage, CC, utility, survivability, and displacement. Poppy has got you covered. It's hard for me to specifically highlight something that Poppy does well, which under normal circumstances would make me sound like I'm saying that she is OP, but she actually really isn't. Now, she isn't a hard-to-play champion. I mean, she isn't as simple as, say, someone like Garen or Taric, but she is simple enough to pick up and utilize her moves effectively in almost any situation. She's like a jack of all trades, if Jack was the little midget with pigtails and Trades was a fat-ass hammer. Unfortunately, while Poppy's new character model and lore is cute as fuck, and her voice no longer feels like getting shot in the ears, Riot decided to keep this in the game. Honestly though, I'd be a little bit mad if you left it out. So Poppy's passive is Ranged Melee Champion. You get a ranged auto attack in which you throw your shield at the enemy. You deal bonus magic damage, and the damage is based on level. The shield can be picked up and grants a 15% max health damage shield. Shield duration is based on level. The auto attack has a lengthy cooldown. Enemies can step on the shield to remove it, and if you kill an enemy, the shield auto returns back to you and gives you the shield, and math. This is your neat little ranged auto attack. It deals decent poke damage and is a pretty fat shield to help you trade with your enemy. Also, this shit. This is the most disturbing auto attack cancel look I have ever seen. Poppy's Q is Womper's Chode. It's a short range skill shot, if you want to call it a skill shot. Deals physical damage plus a percentage of max health. Leaves behind a slow for 1 second. After the 1 second is over, it deals the initial damage again. And it deals 80% damage to minions and more math. Now this move is amazing. It's good at every single stage of the game. Great for trading, great for chunking, great for just everything. The mana cost is low, the damage is high, and the slow is medium, but overall, it's pretty damn neat. Poppy's W is Fuck You Yasuo. Armor and magic resist are increased by 12%. Lower than 40% health doubles that passive. The active ability increases your movement speed and creates a bubble around Poppy. The bubble stops all dashes and damages the enemy that is hit. It deals magic damage scaling with AP. The damage only works once per enemy champ, and it does not stop flashes or blinks like Ezreal's E. And here's some more math. This move gives Poppy a little bit more survivability, which is fantastic considering her role as an off tank. The W active is what makes this move so unique as well. It is a fantastic anti-escape and anti-engage tool that literally and figuratively stops an enemy in their tracks. Almost any form of an engage move besides blinks and flashes are stopped, and it can really help you make picks or just be a general fuckwit and cause problems for your enemies. Poppy's E is I liked Poppy before it was cool. It's a single target dash, deals physical damage, the character knocked back is knocked with Poppy, if the character hits a wall it stuns them, and it also does the initial damage again, and here's the math. You see, the joke is that this is one of the only moves that Poppy still retained from her old kit, mostly. This ability has serious playmaking potential, even though it is a little wonky. Sometimes you think you're totally in stun range and it didn't work, sometimes it feels like you were too far away but you stunned them anyway. It's an odd feeling move, but goddamn, does it do a lot of damage and is satisfying as hell to use considering you are literally ramming them into a wall. And finally, Poppy's ultimate is Discount Baron Recall. Oh shit. Well, life was good, everyone.
I mean, get flipped, get flipped, get flipped, get flipped.
Fuck you! It's a line skill shot displacement spell. First cast charges up a hammer swing. During the hammer charge, you get 15% less movement speed. When released, a giant shockwave is sent out. Enemies hit are knocked towards their fountain regardless of the direction you hit them at. The hit radius is in a small group, you get true sight gained on the knockback, and the enemies are untargetable during flight. Also, if you instantly tap the ability instead of charging it up, it just knocks them straight upwards. This shit is hilarious. So many uses in one delicious move that basically boils down to fuck you, I'll fight you later. It is just fun. So skill max, I go Q, E, W. Q first because most damage, E second because the cooldown reduction is nice, and W last because the armor and MR value does not change with level and the active doesn't change much. But how do I play Poppy? Get it? It's a poppy. The flower. Playing Poppy involves many things, but most of them involve smacking your opponent really hard with a big hammer. The greatest thing about Poppy is that she does so much so well, and the hilarity of her abilities knows no bounds. For starters, your passive maybe makes you one of the safest junglers in the entire game. Yes, you heard me, in the game. A fat 15% max health shield, combined with the stun on your E and max health damage on your Q, makes clearing jungle camps easy as fuck if you're taking the jungling route. Now personally, I enjoy taking Poppy top lane the most, because if you go top lane instead, you are basically getting a free auto attack and bonus magic damage and a shield top it all off when you harass your laning opponent. And what is even more amazing about that is they will generally try to go stomp on your shield after you throw it, which means you can easily set them up for an E to pin them against the wall and start butt-fucking them with your uber powerful auto attacks and Q damage. Let me also not forget the hilarity, and I do mean the legitimate hilarity that is her W. Almost every single ability is blocked by this damn shield, and you can easily rely on your opponent's muscle memory when you use it. You look at a Kha'Zix, a Yasuo, or a Nectum, and their first instinct at the sign of trouble is to use their E to get the fuck out of there. And because of that, you get free damage on them, and practically a free mini stun as well, and put their escape move on cooldown, forcing a flash or even giving you a chance to kill them. Besides Yasuo's E, because you know Yasuo. But then you have her ultimate, her sweet, hilarious ultimate with so many uses. This is literally a game changer in itself. Jungler trying to gank you? Fuck off, I have a hammer. Fed enemy trying all in you? Fuck off, I have a hammer. Annoying tank protecting their backline carries? Fuck off, I have a hammer. Enemy AD carry is 17-2 because your bot lane is the incarnation of Bronze 12? Fuck off, I have a hammer. But what's nice is that your ult can be used during trades with your laner as well. It does a ton of base damage, and you can knock them straight upwards, allowing you to reposition yourself to use your sexual E and ramming them into a wall again. Poppy seems to have that feel, that feely feel, that kind of feelsy feel that champions like Riven, Renekton, and Olaf have, and I know you understand that feel. Let's say you're fighting a Riven, right? Riven got a few kills above you, maybe like 1 or 2 kills. She's pretty strong, and she's maybe at half health, or maybe even a third health. And you think, okay, I can probably brute force my way and kill her, she's already pretty low, but then somehow, with that tiny amount of health, They are able to outplay the fuck out of you and keep themselves alive to the point where they actually end up killing you. Renekton somehow pulls out that new enraged W and murders your ass. Olaf has that passive that makes him lifesteal a fuck ton when he's low on health, and they eventually end up killing you in a trade in which you really should have been the one to kill them. You know that feel. It happens with those kinds of champions, and Poppy is no different. With a max health Q, a major shield passive, the increase of resistances under 40% health, the long as hell E-stun, and the huge hammer knockup, she puts herself in that group of champions that just because they are low does not mean you can kill them. And now that we have that all over with, let's talk about how to make some big dick plays. So when you're playing Poppy, your laning phase is relatively safe. Having a Q that does max health damage twice for a total of 12% max health damage at level 1, as well as a 15% max health shield is extremely helpful. A good strategy for harassing your lane opponent is to wait until level 2 and get your E if they aren't too much of a lane bully. Then you throw your buckler to deal the extra damage and get your shield once you pick it up. Then the shield will help stop any incoming minion damage when you get up to them, auto attack them, activate your Q, auto again, and then if you're close enough to a wall, wait for your Q to do the second damage, reposition yourself while they are slowed, and gain the extra damage by smacking them into the wall with a stun. The shield will help you keep safe during this trade, and all this free damage will be almost without any form of backlash. Now while we are in a Thunderlord's meta, I very much enjoy Grasp of the Undying on Poppy and laning phase. Since you can keep the mastery procced while auto-attacking minions, once your passive comes up you can throw out your little buckler shield and deal the extra damage and automatically get that Grasp of the Undying heal from the shield because it is an auto attack. This will also continue to stack in combat so that the heal from the buckler is the beginning of the combo that I mentioned earlier, so you will no doubt proc the Grasp of the Undying heal again at the end of the trade I just mentioned a minute ago. Now once you have W, it'll become very hard for the enemy to trade with you with your passive shield, passive armor, and MR increase, and Grasp of the Undying, so make sure to bully them with extreme prejudice. When it comes to mid to late game, don't be an idiot and think you can kill somebody with your ultimate. 90% of the time, unless they are extremely low, all you are doing is aiding them in their escape. Pretend like it's a Bard ultimate. A good amount of times you'll probably hit the wrong people in teamfights because teamfights are so crazy, so be careful and plan your hammer attack before executing it. If you guys are getting destroyed in a team fight, using it as a disengage is almost always a fine idea as well. Just make sure you do it to the right people. If a slow as hell underfed tank is chasing you and is closest towards you with an AD carry mildly behind them, get rid of that AD carry because they're farther away. AD carry has range, tank doesn't. Very simple. Also, don't be afraid to use your W for the movement speed bonus. It is actually a really hefty speed increase. We all have that feeling where you want to save your W for the dashes the enemy is going to use, but since it does magic damage and you'll be maxing it last, there's no real reason to use it for the damage unless you're trying to lock somebody down. Use the movement speed increase to get the position for your E-stun into a wall. Which, by the way, the E-stun increases with level, and of course the cooldown decreases with level as well. If you have 40% cooldown reduction from items, the E cooldown at the current moment is 4.8 seconds, and the stun is 2 seconds long. So literally the enemy has only 2.8 seconds of free time before getting slammed into a wall again, and that is so useful if you're trying to lock down carries or get a tank away from your own. Finally, make sure to adjust your build to the enemy team. Poppy has the fortunate ability to be able to build pretty much whatever the hell she wants depending on the situation thanks to her kit and her W's passive. If you have enemy carries that need to die, play aggressively and do your best to stun lock them for your team. But if you need to safeguard your own carries, you have plenty of excellent kite moves like your Q and E and the fantastic counter engage of your W. For Poppy's builds, I tend to take these runes, these masteries, and build her like this. Now her builds can vary extensively, lots of people like to build lots of different things on Poppy, but I do want to mention that Iceborne Gauntlet and Titanic Hydra are some of my personal favorites. If you use an ability, or perhaps even just the active ability of your Titanic proc, your Buckler still counts as a melee attack when you throw it. So you have the increased magic damage, the Titanic Hydra proc, and the Iceborne Gauntlet proc, ranged auto attack that shields you in the mid to late game, which is really fantastic. Skin-wise for Poppy, we have Classic Poppy, Goth Poppy, I forgot the skin existed Poppy, Literal Spawn of Satan Poppy, Chucky Poppy, Warden Poppy, and Demon Horns Poppy. Now if you want to be a total dick, let me introduce you to the Poppy support. These runes, these masteries in this build, max E then Q then W and slam carries into the wall without remorse. Also, if you fight a Callista, literally all of her passive dashes are affected by your W, so have fun with that. And before I go, here are the usual Poppy clips. Enjoy.
Get that footage, man.
Yeah, I got the clip, man. I got the clip. Hold on. You ready for this? You ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Wait, I gotta wait for his shield. Fuck you. That was worth the time spent. I'm gonna go get Master Yi. Oh, hi, bye. I'm stuck. Okay.
That's a clip. That's a clip. Put it in. Put it in.
I don't wanna.
There, get the scuttle crack. Who wants the clip?
I got a clip. Give me the.
There you go. There it is. Who wants another one? Go through this tunnel. That's a clip.
That's a clip. Everything's a
That's
clip if you're brave enough.
That's a clip.
Guys, Brad.
You need another clip? You need a clip man on his way? Is that what I heard?
Oh my. Come here.
Yo, get that double kill.
I'll deal with you in a second, Draven. Come here. Give me that. Give me the clip.
Alright, I'm gonna set you
No,
up.
don't let him do it. No. No!
Hey man, I need clips too. Suck my dick.
So fuck you. I need clips. I'm poopy. No, this is my clip. No, fuck off. This is my clip. Oh my, no, reported.
Make it look like you're just hauling ass to get to them. Like,
Oh, this is
On
unfortunate.
my way, dude.
Oh damn! Mid air stun flip diggity dog. Holy shit. That's English.
That's worded.
I'm dead. Alright everybody, thank you so much for watching my So You Wanna Main Poppy video. If you want to look at any of the other champions I made videos for, you can find them all in the So You Wanna Main playlist, or perhaps just click on the annotation at the end of the screen. Besides that, I hope you have a fantastic day and enjoy playing as a little midget with a hammer. Bye bye.